What's your overall opinion of mixed martial arts in this day of age, and how it's changed from the earlier years of the UFC? Is it quite frankly just too watered down?
I think you nailed it right on the head. It's fucking watered down. It's amateur wrestling with punching, and it sucks now. Dana White has ruined the whole sport of UFC. He's turned it into trash, and I can tell you this: there's not one weird thing about it. Like when a promoter says, "I will outbox the heavyweight champion of the sport in a boxing match," what kind of fucking show is that? It's a fucking joke.
So is there are you a fan of anybody out there today, or are you just completely done with the sport? There's got to be like one guy out there that you like,
yeah,
right?
I like Fedor.
You like Fedor?
Yeah.
So what do you think about his career, man? Do you think people are and speaking of Dana White, you were just mentioning Dana White. Do you think Dana White's been, too harsh on Fedor and some of the things that he said about the man?
Well, let me explain something to you about Dana White. He's a jealous little bitch, and he wishes that he could be Fedor. That's why he doesn't like him. So how does he deal with him? He has to not deal with him. And so Fedor is actually a true warrior, and Dana White is a fucking joke, boxer-sized coach that lucked out by having some rich friends that he fucking trained to buy the UFC for him. Take your hat off. He made his own look. He did his thing. But the bottom line is, Dana White's a little bitch that wishes he was tough, and he hates fucking Fedor because Fedor is tough.
Yeah, there's actually been a lot of talk about that recently. There's on the underground specifically, some guys have been questioning Dana White's boxing record, and you were kind of alluding to that when you were talking about him being a boxer-sized coach. So first things first, let's just get takes.
I have had many conversations with Dana White. He is the furthest thing from being tough. He's the furthest thing from being a fighter. He's the furthest thing from being a warrior. And when you look into somebody's eyes, such as myself, and I'll even take my hat off and say Scott Ferozzo, take my hat off and say Fedor Emelianenko. He can't fucking even hold a candle on a stepladder to our toenails, and he hates it. So all he has to do is run around with the little rich boys that fucking own the little midget guys too, that own the second tier casinos, whatever they're called. I don't know. I think
the Fertitta brothers.
Gas station. Oh yeah. They're the little midget guys that run around with guns under their arms, and so they're the ones that fund the whole UFC, and they got snookered by Dana White. They got lucky. They almost lost their ass, and if it wasn't for me to put UFC on the map and them fucking putting money into Spike Television, they'd all be broke. But Dana White's just a fucking joke.
I would, say that a lot of people, share that opinion. There's people that are out there that are pretty harsh on Dana.
Well, they're all afraid that they can get a fucking payday from him. I don't need a payday. I'm completely happy with what I have and the money I've made, and I don't need to worry about things. I'm just telling you the way it is. The UFC is not the UFC of what it used to be when me and Scott fought. It's a fucking joke now. It's like for amateur wrestling with punching. It's a joke. There all these pussies that fight are jokers. They're not real fighters. I bet you not one of them has been in a fucking street fight. I've been in over 200. Back in the day when men were men, not little boys fucking playing a sport. It was a way of life.
Well, let me ask you about how it's become watered down. You know, can we really put all the blame on that for Dana, or is it more or less also the state's fault because they wanted to put in the unified rules? I mean, it's really a lot of people's fault, correct?
Oh, absolutely. But here's the deal. Dana had to do it to make money. And it's not about making money. It's about a lifestyle. And, you know, back in the day, you pull over in a car and you get your ass kicked. I'll fuck you up. And the bottom line is that today, I guarantee you these guys that fight have never been in a fight where you can lose your life on the side of a street. They've never been in a street fight. They don't even know what a fight is. I don't even call these fights. And that's why when me and Scott do our demonstration, it's going to be a demonstration. But it's not going to be one of these fucking sanctioned fights of fucking idiots. Dana's turned it into, he watered it down so he can make money. And you want to know what? That's why all these fucking pussies that fight now are pussies. They're not real fighters.
What's your opinion of the Ultimate Fighter? Because that was really one of the things that people look at and say, hey, this really helped, you know, save the UFC. What do you think of the Ultimate Fighter?
That is an absolute truth. It saved the UFC, but not the real UFC. It took it away from the fucking hardcore fucking warriors and turned it on to all the pussies. Anybody can fucking fight now. They're pussies.